Hey, folks, it's another episode of the Gary and Mark Show. I'm Gary.
And I'm Mark.
And we're coming to you not live.
No, but we are alive.
And we're glad.
Yeah, and where are we alive, Gary?
We are
It's important you get this right this time.
And we are at Green River Eddy's Tap Room in Saluda Outfitters, Saluda, North Carolina.
And if you have not visited both the town of Saluda and Saluda Outfitters, you need to make your way over here.
That's right. Especially now. I think they're having a sale.
They are always having a sale. And we don't know when this episode actually gets posted, but there's always sales going on here. So we have some, we've talked about good news before, but what does that even mean?
Well, we have an official sponsor.
We do. And we've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
But this time we get it. We don't waste any money on this episode or this podcast because we have brought in someone special to talk about this sponsorship.
And that is Angela Nicholas.
Angela Nicholas, who happens to be the director of marketing. Is that right?
Right. I do the public relations, the social media, and some marketing.
Okay, right here at Saluda Outfitters, home of Green River Eddy's Tap Room. And I'm telling you, if you haven't checked out their Facebook page, she is very active on that.
Well, thank you.
And so we are happy to have you with us.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here, and we are just so excited to be the official home now of your podcast and your show, and welcome you back any day you want to come.
That is good news because sometimes we have been asked not to return places, which is why we've been here, I think, 10 or 11, 12 times already. So,
and spending time here on the deck's pretty nice.
It is. So if you hear noise in the background, it's because we are a live show. Well, we're not live again, but I mean, we are podcasting. We don't stop the recording every time a car passes by. But it's actually a quite peaceful place in Saluda.
Nice deck, nice selection of craft beers.
Yes, and outdoor gear.
And
Gary would know that because he was in the outdoor gear business for 30-something years.
Yes, I was.
Diamond Brand Outdoors.
Yeah.
Outfitting your...
Good times outdoors.
There you go.
That's right.
So you could probably take over that saying, Angela, if you needed to.
Yeah.
Because they're not out of business anymore.
Well, actually, Frugal Backpackers.
That's true. And they still have a manufacturing division.
That's a different business.
But so, Angela, we are so happy that you are welcome us here. We have a very attractive package we won't go into, but we are, we would have come anyhow. It's a perfect location for us, and it's halfway between where the two of us live, Gary and Mark. Yep. So over the past few months, we've been podcasting. We've developed quite a readership. Listenership, you better say. And people send us questions almost every single day. We probably have 3 of them.
Yes.
Or more. Okay.
The ones who can write.
That's true. Yeah. That's the good thing about our thing. Some of them can hear, but they have a hard time typing or using that phone. But we get questions. And so we have listeners wondering about some of the background stuff behind this podcast. So we're going to have our host, our host here at the Green River Eddy's and Saluda Outfitters ask a few of those questions, and we'll do our best to answer them for our listeners.
Sure.
So, you may choose.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think I'm curious, and a lot of your listeners would be, how did you come up with the Gary and Mark Show title?
That's a good question. People do. We do get that more than once. Okay. Well, first of all, we tried This American Life.
Yeah, and that was taken.
And there was one called something live. Someone was Christy Lee called to Garrison Keeler's place. That was taken. Okay, so we had to come up with something original, and
the only thing original about us is us. So
that's right.
We use our own names.
That's true.
Well, how did you choose whose name went first?
Good.
We got in a big fight about that. Our agents.
But I will say, Gary is actually about 2 years older than me, so I said, to be nice to him, show him some respect that he deserves, put his name first.
And we thought about it because I thought Mark and Gary sounded better.
You know, he's
got
did.
the equipment.
I do. Okay, and so, but that's not. Yeah, I'm the technical, and Gary does about 95% of the creative end, though. So
I disagree, but anyway, but that's how we came up with Gary and Mark.
Okay. You're also alphabetic, so
that's
that
true.
always works.
Yes.
That's perfect.
As well as septuagenarian, I'm alphabetic. Yeah.
That's right. We had that word used the other day.
That
was in an email, though. Yeah. I can't even spell that. So
okay, here's a really good question because I think you're really funny. Do you think you're funny?
Oh boy,
I think Gary is funny.
I think Mark's funny.
No, Gary, you don't know, Angela. Gary and I go back 48 years.
Right.
And he at camp would be asked to make announcements just because he was funny. And so when he would go up in front of people, they would start laughing before he even opened his mouth. He is funny. He is genuinely funny.
Yeah, that was an interesting time, and kids were ready to laugh.
They were, and so were counselors. And so we made good friends back then, and 48 years later, we're still here.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the word podcasting back then, did they?
No.
No, they didn't even hardly had radio back then.
I think that's why you're getting so popular, though, guys.
We are.
Because you really are funny.
Well, thank you.
And entertaining.
And we should point out, when we were here about just 2 weeks ago, now when people hear this, it may be a month ago, we announced our 1,250th listen or download.
Yeah.
Who knows how many listens, because some people listen 6 times, only counts as one. But we are, as of now, 1,800.
Wow.
And when people hear this podcast, it's going to be over 2,000.
Yeah.
I don't even know that many people.
That's a lot of listening in a short period of time that you've been recording.
We think so. No, I know This American Life gets that many in a second or two.
Take that hourglass.
Yeah, but
we're baby steps.
Baby steps, and he probably has staff.
Yeah,
producers and writers, and it's just us.
And,
all right.
Yeah, and Howard.
We do have. Angela, you don't know Howard. He's been here, but he's like our chief in charge of research, production,
sound effects,
demographic stuff. He does it all.
That stuff.
Yeah, he's doing that right now. Yeah,
right.
Beer expert.
Right, he's our beer expert.
He's the one that chose this place.
Yeah,
they have a great tap room here, by the way.
Great choice.
Yeah, how many beers do you have on tap?
We have 16 taps with craft beers, and then we have all the domestics, and we have wine.
It's amazing. I mean, we should describe this place, Gary. It's a log cabin.
2-story log cabin.
Actually, 3 if you count.
3-story.
Yep. And so the tap
big
room,
porch and deck.
Yeah, huge. We're on a huge deck. They have live music. Which nights of the week?
We start on Friday night with our open mic night and welcome musicians to come, anyone that wants to play or sing. And then every Saturday night, 5:30 to 8:30, we have a live band on the deck. And in the wintertime, we move inside.
And they have a food truck out here. Mm-hmm. It's a great outdoor store.
Now, how many years have you all been?
The store opened April 15th of 2017, and then the next April, they added the deck, the food truck, the tap room, and a bike shop.
Wow. And speaking of bikers, 3 bikers just went by here again. Maybe the same.
We're talking about pedaling, not motorcycles.
That's right.
Right.
Get them too. But.
Bicycle.
And this is a biking mecca right up here. This is they call it the Saluda Grade, depending on where you're coming from. People come up from the Green River watershed all the time. Beautiful biking route. And so you have a bike shop, complete bike shop here?
We do. We're a giant bicycle outlet.
Okay, so they sell bikes in addition to having a repair facility. So it's a great place. And Saluda, if you don't know, is a town of only about, 700-800 people. But it is a delightful downtown, and we're maybe half a mile from downtown.
Less than half. I looked today. I'd say it's more like or about a quarter mile from the heart of downtown Saluda.
Easy walking distance.
It is. And
there's a sidewalk.
And it's really neat because it's Saluda Elementary School. We heard them last time we were podcasting them. Where they are today. They must be studying or something because last time they were out making all kinds of noise. And that's fun for me. So any other questions, Angela?
Yeah, I have one. I know because you like to be humorous, Gary, do you deliberately mess up the name of Green River Eddies?
See, I knew someone was going to catch us on that.
But, sometimes I get confused, but sometimes maybe a little bit. but it's got you got your green and you got your Eddy and you got. I throw a big in there. That's right. But I used to paddle the Green River, the easy part. But
right.
you and an Eddy, of course, is where the backwater is. It's a great name.
It is.
I'll probably continue to mess it up from time to time.
And people like that, I think. But we do know the name.
Yeah.
And so again, people who don't know this area, the Green River goes through here.
Oh.
And it's part of it is very quiet and tame. People even can tube part of it. But there's a section called the Green River Narrows.
Yeah.
That is an area of a huge, very tough technical Class 5 competition every year.
Oh, yeah. It gets world class. I mean, Frank Bell, who started the camp where both Mark and I worked, when Frank Bell was, I think he was 18 years old. This was 1916. He tried to canoe the Green in a wooden canvas canoe.
He used to do some amazing things.
Well, it ended up being, the canoe turned into toothpicks. He was able to get out.
And some people don't get out.
Yeah.
They either need rescuing one way or the other. It is a scary thing.
And of course, what's the Green race is the first Saturday in November. And I mean, that brings in paddlers from all over the world.
And I was hiking. It's also hiking area. It's called Green River Land.
Game lands. Yeah, great.
Hiking there not too long ago, and there was people practicing for a bike race that was through there, to a mountain bike race. You know anything about that?
Well, I know there is one they do. I'm trying to think. I don't want to mess up the name. It seems like it's a run, paddle, and cycling thing, and it's in honor of a former paddler who I don't know if he died of MS. I can't remember. He had some kind of Lou Gehrig's disease or something, and they do a big fundraiser event for him.
Like a triathlon.
Yeah.
Well, so.
Oh, I want to ask Angela. So, how'd y'all come up with the name Green River Eddy's Tap Room?
There you go, Gary.
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, talking about the Green River just being a hop and a skip from our store, for one thing, and the Eddy that you told folks about, describing the River Eddy. A lot of people don't know what Eddy is, and they come in asking who Eddy is. So we named our logo fish Eddy, and we have a beautiful wooden carving of our logo fish Eddy on the wall.
Yeah.
But it is named for the river.
Yeah, and so for those who don't know, Eddy's a trout.
Yes.
A very nice looking.
Beautiful.
I hadn't even thought about that. But if you go to our website, you can, of course, see the picture of the logo on our website under the sponsorship page. And, of course, if you go to SaludaOutfitters.com,
correct,
is their website. You can see it, too, and see a little bit of the gear they carry and their hours and everything else. Are you open 7 days a week, year-round?
We are, for the most part. There is a time in Saluda when you might have to close a day or two. Mm-hmm. But initially, we were open year-round except for Christmas Day.
Well, one day we'll put pictures on the website, but this deck is incredible. It really is nice here, and it's a beautiful day here. This probably is not going to be posted to September, but here it is end of August, and it's nice outside.
Yeah.
So we have a lot more questions, but we need to go into something else right now. So we're going to come back and do other questions in another episode. But we thank you so much, Angela, for
thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we never thought, hey, only a few months out, we have a real sponsor.
Well, we are very excited to have you here.
Because, we have Rabbit Island Resorts.
That's
They're
right.
a sponsor,
Right.
and we have the Big Wiz Pocket Buddy. But you've heard of our university now, right?
I have.
Okay, so only...
Very exciting.
It is. So you're in luck, Angela, because we are going to give you...
Oh, boy.
the only second honorary degree. Looking for the diploma here.
Yeah, there it
Here we
is.
go.
There it is.
So you are receiving an honorary BS with extra honors.
Extra honors.
So now one of only 2 honorary diploma holdees.
Yes.
And only 2 graduates, too.
Yeah.
We were hoping for more. We will eventually. For the What's the name of our university, Gary?
The G&M PU.
GNMPU.
Spreading BS.
Spreading all over the world.
Yes.
So, Angela, we want to thank you again for our sponsorship and for being on the show today. We'll have to have her back on the show
Yeah.
again some more.
Thank you. I will treasure this BS in podcasting.
We thought you would, and she's actually had a degree in this stuff. So
Yeah.
that puts us to shame.
Well, she might, our graduate courses, maybe.
I'm telling
help
you.
us. with
So
that.
that's, I guess, wraps up another
Yeah.
episode, right?
Yep.
So thanks for listening.
Yep.
Thanks, Angela, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And I'm Mark.
I'm Gary.
Check us out online at www.garyandmark.com, and we'll see you soon in the next episode.
You're a real sport. Thank you for